It was only years later that I realized I was under a spiritual attack right before getting saved. I remember being depressed, very suicidal, and doing a little bit of drinking and smoking weed. And I knew it was going to spiral out of control if I didn't do anything about it. I was in a crappy situation and I really couldn't get out. Writing was the only thing that helped me, even if it was a temporary kind of help. I remember one particular day I smoked and drank more heavily than I usually do. Maybe the weed was laced with something synthetic, and that's why I had such a strong, horrible experience. But that day I had a really weird vision. In this vision, I felt extremely stuck, like stuck in a never ending loop. I was tormented until, I don't know, it felt like forever. And wherever I was at, it was dark, and I knew I was alone. This was all happening in my head, all the while my mother-in-law was keeping tabs on me and noting how much my heart rate was rising. At some point it rose up to 144. That's what I saw on the note or on the piece of paper. In this vision I couldn't even see my own hands because of how dark it was. I tried calling out for help because I was being tormented. I was being tormented sexually, which was horrible. And I was paralyzed in the vision and in real life. My eyes were open, but for some reason I couldn't speak to my mother-in-law or my husband, and I was trembling for what seemed like hours. All I could do in real life was look around. All the while, at the same time, I was having this vision. It was just really weird. It was like the best I can describe it is sleep paralysis with my eyes open. I remember seeing a lot of souls being tormented as well. Some of them were crying and some of them were really angry. I believed and I knew it in my heart that that's where I was headed to, because deep down I knew I wasn't saved even though I claimed to be a Christian. I remember knowing there were a lot of demons everywhere in the spiritual realm, and one particular demon told me that if I ever write my experiences that happened to me, that it will come to kill me. So I actually stopped writing after that. I stopped writing in my journal, which was really sad. I got saved shortly after, but God was still working in me, and fear was one of the biggest things that He told me that was holding me back from doing His work. So here I am to share my faith so that others will not be afraid as well. Just remember, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but no weapon formed against us shall prosper, because if God is with us, who can be against us? And remember to always put your full armor of God on, and God bless you and be with you always.